Hey y'all, this is Jeremy from the Archeryshack. We just got our 2017 PSE bows in. I wanted to take a minute and do some quick bow reviews. Hopefully in the next day or two we'll have most of them done. But the very first one, the one I've been waiting on, is the new PSE Evolve. They sent us one in 60 pounds in black, and I've shot it a few times already. A few people in the shop have shot it already. Let me tell you about this bow. It's 31 inches long, axle to axle. It's got the new ECS cams on it. It's a binary type system. We'll talk more about those in a minute. America's best bowstrings, so they're good strings on here. We got new riser dampeners for this year, and we got new riser cutout that looks sort of like the Supra did for last year. You have the 5 mounting holes for your sight. You got cool PSE graphics all over this thing, cool Evolve graphics. You got the PSE limb dampeners I like. They're kind of they're not real bulky. I like them a lot. You got the new roller slide. I'm going to try to zoom in. I don't know how well to show up. It's an actual cable slide with rollers for the stringy cables, and it's also got rollers on this side. So it's kind of like a hyper slide except for the additional rollers right here. If you don't like a roller slide, don't worry, you can also retrofit a regular cable slide onto this same flex slide, so no problems at all. So that's good. Anyway, I think I mentioned it, the bow's 31 inches long. It comes in 60 and 70 pound max. You can let it off 10 turns, so I would imagine a 60 pounder you could easily get down to about 45 pounds if you needed to. They come in Mossy Oak Country, Black, and Skullworks on this model. There's also a 35-inch model we hadn't got in yet. It's going to be a great 3D bow, but stay tuned. As soon as it walks in the door, we'll be doing a review on it also. From what I can tell you so far, pulling this bow back, it's on 80%. You can also set it on 90%. I'm going to chronograph it in a minute on both 80 and 90%. On the draw cycle, it stacks pretty quick, and then it drops over, and it feels like you could hold it back forever. It's something I wish PSE had done a long time ago. I know I've seen a lot of comments saying PSE bows are jumpy and ready to go, and they're, because they're fast bows. This bow's still got 346 feet per second IBO, but that's at 80% let off. So you pull it back and it drops over pretty hard, and it just stays there. It looks like it's pretty simple to change the draw length on it. It's got rotating modules. Hopefully you can see that okay. And then there's a window that the correct draw length shows up in. So, you may not have to tinker with it, but for me as a shop owner, it's going to make life pretty easy. The let off is pretty easy as well. You just simply slide this little stop back and forth, 80 to 90% let off. They're shipping them with the high let off module. You can also get a different module that'll give you less let off. I don't think anybody's going to want that, so I'm not going to tinker with it too much, but the 80 to 90% let off feels great. The bow weighs 4.3 pounds. I weighed it on our scale a few minutes ago. It weighed 4.4 pounds. At the factory, they don't weigh it with the rubber and the riser, so that's what added a little bit, the 1/10 of an ounce or 1 ounce, whatever it was. So that's no problem there. Everything looks very well designed. I love the riser. I think this is going to be one of the best selling bows we've ever had in the shop. This bow is going to make a great tree stand bow, 31 inches. I've only shot it back at about 20 yards so far, but it holds perfect. The grip reminds me of my Supra grip. It has a good angle. It's just the right thickness. Anyway, if you stick with us, I'm going to chronograph it with some different arrows. This is a 60 pound bow. I'm going to change it to 90% let off and chronograph it as well. And I'm going to do a decibel gauge test to let you know how loud it is. I'm going to do a vibration meter on this bow to let you know how much it vibrates. And after that, I'll come back and we'll talk about it some more. But so far, this bow's only been here for maybe 2 hours, but I really like this bow so far. Let's put it through its paces, and I'll get back with y'all here in a few minutes. Stick with us. Well, there it was, the speeds of the new PSE Evolve 31. We shot up from a 350 grain arrow all the way to a 550 grain arrow. Looks like it gets pretty good speeds at 60 pounds. All of those were on 60 pounds, 29-inch draw. If you notice, I moved it from 80 to 90% let off, and it gained around 2 feet per second. The reason for that is we got just a hair less than a ½ inch extra draw length by moving this draw stop to give it 90% let off. So we got a little bit more draw length. Usually the more let off, the slower it goes, but that extra draw length gives it a hair more speed. So it wasn't quite a ½ inch from the way I measured it. I know everybody's wondering one thing, what about cam lean on this binary system? I did check it with our laser system. It does have some lean to it, but the 3 or 4 arrows I shot through the paper earlier, which I didn't put on video, they all bullet holed, so there shouldn't really be a need to have to shim these cams or do anything crazy. I think it'll be a pretty good setup the way they got it. The 90% does feel good. I think it'll be appealing to a lot of hunters. You know, you could hold it for days, literally. So I'm really liking this bow so far. You know, we did the vibration test, the speed test. My overall feelings on it is it's balanced well. It's not front heavy, it's not back heavy. I hadn't put any stabilizers on it yet, but I think with stabilizers it would be even better. It don't feel like it kicks bad. It's got decent speed. Ultimately, I would shoot it any day of the week. You know, for a $950 bow, I think PSE's knocked it out of the park with this thing. So if you are in the area, feel free to stop by and shoot it. If you're not, feel free to give me a call on the phone. The number will be on the screen. I'd be happy to talk to you about it and tell you any questions you got about it, answer them. But I'll be happy to get one for you. We can get them in, and they come in camo, they come in black, they come in skullwork. So I know some people are waiting on the camo one to see it. We should have a 70-pound camo one coming in soon. And after that, once they get the initial production runs done, we should start getting them in pretty regularly. So far, I do like this slide system they got. It seems to work well. Of course, time will tell, but worst case scenario, we can take this off and put a regular slide on there if the roller slide causes any issues. So far, I really like the bow. Like I say, subscribe to our channel, give me a call, shoot me an email. I'll be happy to help any way I can. I'll even put our number to text. We have a shop line that you can text if you have any questions. I'll put it up on the screen. And I appreciate y'all watching. If you have any questions, give me a holler. And otherwise, stay tuned for some more product videos. Thank you again.